in any classroom that I've ever been in, an executive classroom, a Darden classroom, and certainly the classrooms we're in with returning citizens, you've got a broad range of backgrounds. And that's true even in settings like our MBA programs, where we've in some way set very strict parameters on who's in the room. One way of dealing with a diversity of experience is to know that diversity of experience, to know that there are people in the room who know specific things about certain industries, know specific things about certain techniques, have certain skills in quantification or math or writing, and finding ways to thread those people, to call on them, to encourage them to share with the room and to help others. You know, one of the things we did early on in our math instruction in one of our facilities was we went through sets of questions and we encouraged individual students in the room that we knew had gotten those questions right in prior exams to get up and teach their classmates about how to fill out, how to complete a certain challenge. You know, we do this again throughout in Socratic method education, and some of it is a process in knowing as much as you can before you engage with students in the room and doing your background research on who's in your room. In the event you can't do so much of that, there are a series of conversations that happen early in a class where you begin to learn who's has an affinity for a certain type of discussion, who has a background in a certain type of area, and ways to pull those people in. So the best thing I would encourage is to find ways to turn those people that are especially experienced into co-instructors, and to really encourage those that are less experienced into understanding that their voices are still really important.
In general, it's also really important that you've created a classroom norm where students feel comfortable asking for help and saying, I don't understand, or I need clarification on this. And when one student asks that, it can be a great opportunity to ask another more advanced student if they can answer their fellow classmates' question, again, to kind of bring them in and make sure they're engaged, even if they feel like they already know what's going on.
Some students are much more ahead than other students with regards to academics and education, and that can cause a lot of frustration in the classroom and a lot of tension in the classroom, and it can definitely be a time when people in the classroom want to give up. But usually we can overcome that challenge by, one of the things that I like to do is making sure a classmate who may be ahead works with a classmate who is not ahead. I like to give maybe 5 to 10 minute breakout sessions to kind of help the students work together to get up to speed. And so it's always a challenge, but once we get through that challenge together, it's always pretty rewarding on the other side.